Hi, and welcome
to Get Real with the English Sisters.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
In this episode, we'll be talking about
indecisions and decision making in general,
and how it can lead to 3 reasons why it can lead to great anxiety.
Well, if you're indecisive,
If you're indecisive.
Yeah. I mean, we do have to make so many decisions in our lives, like from every day, really silly decisions.
What, like brushing your teeth?
Well, I don't know. Is that a decision? I suppose
When
it
you're
is.
little, it was.
When you're little, it was more like an imposition from your parents most of the time.
Would I decide to brush them or not today? I remember doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Because I don't think when we were little it was that drummed in. I mean, it
No,
was
it
drummed
was drummed in. Don't you remember that nurse came into school with those pink capsules, and they made you brush your teeth, and then afterwards they
see the plaque.
Yeah, and then afterwards all of us we
We all
looked in
had
the
it.
mirror and we all still had plaque on our teeth
had
because
pink teeth.
bright pink teeth. God, I was traumatized by that. I've been like always super careful trying to brush my teeth so properly after that. I mean, it was a good lesson.
It was, but those are like automatic things that we do. But I mean, if you are feeling low, it could be a major decision to get up and brush your teeth. It could be life-changing.
I guess so, because it's taking care of yourself.
Taking care of yourself.
But so really, what we're talking,
even really tiny, basic decisions like that can impact you. Because I hadn't really thought of that. I've just thought of it now.
Well, yeah, it's more. It's really everything. I think it's what you decide to eat, what you decide, if whether you decide to exercise, whether you decide not to exercise. You know, basically, our whole day is about decision making.
It's millions of them. It can get overwhelming.
It can get.
If they're not automatic, I think.
Yeah.
So, like for me, for instance, brushing my teeth is automatic. I don't have to decide to brush my teeth. I just know I have to do it.
Yeah. You wash your face, you brush your teeth, you take a shower, blah, blah, blah.
Become part of daily care.
Routine and daily care, yeah. But I think here, when we thought of this podcast, we were thinking of more like
life decisions.
Yeah, kind of life decisions and what to do next, like career-wise or relationship-wise, or academically, what to do next.
I think the thing is that if one does not make the decision, someone else will make it for you.
Yeah, very often that's what happens. Life makes it for you. Your parents make it for you.
Or it's a bit like gambling. It just becomes like left to chance.
It's so scary, really, isn't it?
I mean, do you want to gamble your life away, kind of thing? Do you want to live your life as if it's a gamble, or do you want to take control? I mean, we're always talking about letting go of control. But sometimes I think you have to take control to be in control of your life.
And I think if you learn how to make decisions that are going to be helpful to you, you're going to be a lot less fearful in life. You're going to be, you're going to be a calmer, more confident person. But in order to make good decisions, you have to be confident. So it's a bit of a, it's a bit of a circle, isn't it? You have to be confident enough to say, I'm going to make this decision in my life right now.
Yeah, today I looked indecisions up, and it came up with Earl Nightingale, who says, indecisions lead to doubt. Then if you don't decide, they lead to fear. A person who is thinking about a concrete or worthwhile goal is going to reach it. Because that's what they're thinking about.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Conversely, the person that has no goal and they don't know where they're going, then therefore their thoughts will lead them to confusion, anxiety and fear. They don't know where they're going.
Goodness me. But don't you think that it's kind of like, I suppose, no, we all have to have goals in our life, whatever it is.
The worry will therefore create a life of frustration, fear, anxiety.
The worry about not making a decision. Well, that's why
The
we decided to
indecision.
talk about this in the first place, because, I mean, there's so many people around us who are saying we don't know what to do, don't know. I mean, come on, and how do you know sometimes, and how do you know you're not going to make a poor decision based on some kind of subconscious something you can hear in your mind that might not be quite
like
right
a negative
for you.
thing, you mean?
Yeah, like a
Like
belief.
a negative belief you've had.
Yeah, like so many of us have. When you grew up, your teacher might have said, no, you're no good at this, or your mum and dad or whatever. The caregivers were not that
limiting belief.
Yeah, that a limiting belief was formed at some time in your
that
life.
Limits you, that imprisons you.
Yeah.
That leads to fear.
And so how do you know the decision you're taking now is not based on something that some
I think there's always a part of you that kind of knows.
Do you think so? You think so? I think that even if you don't know, I think you have to think a minute.
There's like an inkling, an unease or something, like a sixth sense of something that you kind of know that's not really...
Before making a poor decision.
Yeah, that's not really helpful for you.
Yeah. I think a lot of times maybe we're not talking about poor... No, we're not talking about poor decisions, but I think that... Well, look, basically, if your mind is in a state of anxiety, you're going to make poor decisions. Stop. That's it. Because anxiety and stress never lead to good decisions. Fear, exactly.
Leads to fear.
So
you're fearful. So when you're fearful, you're not going to make those...
You're going to make bad decisions for yourself and for your life, and maybe for the people around you.
So how do you make good decisions then? You set goals that are empowering, I suppose. Set yourself an empowering
I would
goal.
say don't make a decision if you're feeling stressed or nervous. If you can, take time. Don't write that email when you're feeling angry, stressed or nervous.
Absolutely. Any
decision about the big things. Never do it when you're feeling... just grab the time and say, okay, whatever, I'm going to think about this, and then have enough time.
Write it down as well.
Yeah.
What the effects, how this could affect your life, maybe.
Yeah. Before saying
Pros
that word,
cons.
Before saying I quit or I divorce or I do this or I do, just hang on a minute and think about these major decisions you're going to be doing. I mean, I know.
Yeah, sometimes it's best just to chill, isn't it? And just not...
Well, it's always best to chill because you're
looking shocked. Did you see this on YouTube?
My eyes have just gone. Of course, it's always best to chill because your brain will be in the right state, in the right frame of... you're going to have the right kind of chemicals going on in there that are going to make you not make a poor decision. You're going to be able to make a decision based on... Well, that's why they say sleep on it.
Sleep on
why
it.
Why does that come from? Sleep on it, because they think you're going to have enough time to... all those anger and all those emotions are going to be able to, settle. And then the next morning, see how you feel.
Yeah, because I think fear and anger can lead you down the...
Yeah, fear, anger, stress, worry. We all know that when we're stressed or we're nervous, we're going to make a bad decision. We're not helpful. No. It's not a good place.
So maybe just take a deep breath then.
Yes. Yeah, take 1 deep breath or 4 deep breaths sometimes.
Count 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4.
If you can't have a night to think about it, just go somewhere quiet and do that. Just say, hang on a minute, I'm going to go and sort of like pause whatever's going on, the meeting, the relationship. Say, just a moment, go into the bathroom, whatever, and do these 4 deep breaths and allow your mind to go into a calmer place, and then you can at least set your mind up to be in a good decision-making state, I would say.
Or maybe to decide not to do anything
Exactly,
at the time.
yeah. To say, okay,
My decision is not to decide.
Yeah, but sometimes
Right
you
at the
just
moment.
can't, like, if you've got, do you remember that time we had the book deal at the beginning and we couldn't, right at the very beginning, and we were becoming, it was our baby, it was our first book. We were so protective towards it. We met with the editor who wanted to make those changes. And I remember, especially you were getting so fired up by it. Do you remember?
I was angry.
Goodness me. And I remember just sort of like kicking you under the table and saying, let's go to the toilet. And then in the toilet, we had a little chat and we said, look, this is a good break for us. You know, it's the first person who showed interest. Let's not ruin it by, you know, by being impulsive and overprotective and not wanting, you know.
Yeah, not wanting.
Yeah, let's take a deep breath and just think about this, because we could have just blown it and said, no way, we're not doing that. You know, no, just so protective about it and not. But then again, it gave us time, didn't it? Do you remember? And then.
Yes.
And then we waited a little bit longer, and then the coffee came because we were in this little coffee shop talking about it with our editor, future editor. And in the end, it turned out to be the best thing ever for us. So it was a good...
It was a good thing.
It was a really good thing.
Yeah.
But if we just allowed our impulsive state and our...
Overprotectiveness.
Yeah, we would have made a bad decision. So, yes, definitely. I mean, what else can we say about that? I mean, apart from going into our personal...
I think if you have like, I know that everyone says it, but if you have a mission or a purpose in life, it can help you decide. Because you can think, yes, that kind of aligns with it, or it doesn't align with it. But if you don't, I think it's going to be very wishy-washy. It's a bit like the tide. It just
Well, it's super wishy-washy at the beginning. I mean, look, if I think about it, when I was young, I mean, I didn't even know what I wanted to study. I had no idea I was interested in psychology, right? I mean, I'm talking about like when you're 16, 17. Yes. There was no psychologists around us in the family. We had no contact with any kind of psychotherapist or anything like that.
No.
So... I mean,
no one really talked about
mental health. No one spoke about it. We were just, I just remember actually having a natural inclination to wanting to do conflict resolution, even though who knew it was called conflict resolution at the time. Just trying to help mom and dad, you know, just trying to, but if you had somebody around you that said, hey, my job, I'm a psychologist or I'm a psychotherapist, you know, then you'd say, oh, I like that.
So maybe a way of broadening your horizons would help you make decisions.
Well, absolutely. I say today, you know, as, you know, when you're growing up, it's great to have a variety of friends and acquaintances and to be able to make these decisions. But if you don't have them, in the end, like me, I had no idea what I wanted to do. You studied languages. I just followed you. It was the easy solution. So you just end up following somebody else until usually it's an older sibling, until you don't, until you decide to, until you find something, I think. Yeah, in the end, I didn't.
You came to Italy.
I came to Italy, yes, because I found something that, I don't know, it was a good decision. Was it a good decision? I don't know. It was very impulsive.
It was very impulsive.
It was very impulsive,
it turned out well, though.
It did turn out well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
There's a part of you maybe that knew that you wanted to do that, to broaden your horizons.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Get out of the system, you know, not follow you completely, yes. I suppose so, yeah.
Absolutely.
But yes, I do think so. I think maybe that's another good piece of advice then, perhaps.
To broaden your horizons.
Yeah, so if you can't make a decision and you think, why can't I make this decision? Maybe you should just chill, you know, like what we said before. And then
take time out.
Take time out and then become interested in other weird things that you think, I didn't even know I was interested in that. Especially if you're young, you know, even if you're not young. I mean, look at us, we're not young. Yeah. Yeah, you can sort of like think about other things.
I think as long as you're being helpful to others and helpful to yourself, you can't really go that wrong.
If you're being of service to somebody else, you mean?
Yeah, and of service to yourself. So you're doing things that are going to be helpful to you.
So at the end of the day, ask yourself, am I being helpful to myself?
Am I being helpful to others, and am I being helpful to myself? And if you are, you're doing a good thing, I think. Don't really have to worry about decisions that much.
No, you don't. No, but how do you help somebody make a decision that the people they're not confident in themselves and they don't know what decisions to make?
If you don't know what decision to make, like say, give me an example. Say like with your career or something. So if you think you're at a dead end or something.
Well, yeah, like you're 25, 26, and you're not sure where to go next, what career path to take. You're not particularly crazy. You don't even particularly have this mission that everyone's talking about because you don't know.
That's part of the problem today, because it's a
pressure,
fabulous,
isn't it?
Well, it's fabulous that we don't have to like go and scavenge for food in most places where we are at the moment. Luckily,
there's abundance.
There's been more than ever.
Yes.
Abundance. People are better off than they ever have been, because before it was more about surviving and finding your next meal and
and just making the money.
Most people, thank goodness, not everyone we know, but most people they're not living like just to survive.
No.
Because when you're living to survive, you have a purpose. You have to get through the day.
Your decision is to make money.
It's easier in a way.
Yes, it is,
Because you just have to take care of yourself. But when you don't, when you have all the technology and all the studies and everything, it is harder. It's harder to know. And there's a lot of pressure on people.
That's what I mean, the pressure.
The pressure on to be unique, to be something very, very special, to do something amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that does put pressure on people, which makes it harder to decide, I think.
The pressure, and then they say, you've only got one life. I mean, we know that's true, you only have one life, but you can also, just say, okay, I've got one life, I'm going to chill a little bit, and just realise, I do have one.
Because you've only got one life.
That's why you have to chill, and you have to take deep breaths, and you have to allow yourself the time, and then you will come up with something. You will know what you want to do. Even if other people around you are saying, do this and do that.
Like a dream, like what they say here, sogno nel cassetto, a dream in the cupboard.
Do they?
I think they
What
do.
was your dream when you were younger?
Well, when I was really young, when I was studying, I wanted to be a fashion.
I want
to make clothes and things.
I guess so. Yeah.
Be a designer.
But
then I went down a different route.
But then the fear and the limiting beliefs.
That I wouldn't be able to do it.
Because you said I can't draw.
Yeah, just because I couldn't draw.
Because you couldn't.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, because in art school, the teacher told you were basically rubbish. Yeah. She would always snigger at our drawings, wouldn't she? God, it was so bad in those days. I mean, nowadays you probably get an applause for whatever you try and do, but God, it was like, oh yeah, you say, here, I've made this.
Sarcasm.
I've made this model.
I remember being terrified of showing them, because I knew I would get laughed at.
Yeah, laughed at by them and not by the other children.
The other children wouldn't. They wouldn't care.
No, they wouldn't care. It was the teacher.
It's ridiculous.
God, really. I mean, things like that
just
really must change.
Time. They didn't even teach you.
No, there was no interest in it. It was just here's a piece
and now
with
the YouTube and everything, it's so nice because you can actually look up how to draw and do things. And
yes,
you probably get more confidence from
you
that.
would.
You can learn a lot.
You can learn a lot.
I mean, there's a wealth of knowledge out there.
So if you do have this little inkling, I like gardening, I like this, just go and watch as many free stuff, get all the free access you can get, so that you're more empowered to make a good decision. Get knowledge. Knowledge is power. Even if you just think, I can never make it as a chef, there's so many chefs out there, or so many top gardeners, or whatever you like doing, or I don't know. Yes. I'm saying gardening because I've got my son who loves the vegetable garden so much.
He loves the gardening.
Yeah, the 25-year-old, he's crazy about gardening and vegetables and planting. You can do anything, really, but
But it's about making that decision, and then I think with the decision, then once you've made the decision, then comes the commitment to doing
Commitment
it.
and the
with
congruence.
the commitment comes the inspiration.
Yes.
To get better and do
Yes.
better
and then with the inspiration, then you feel empowered because you look back and you say,
And you
oh, I
get
did this.
confidence.
And you get confidence when you see yourself accomplishing tasks and finishing them. Then you become confident. Then you become better at making other decisions in your life. So it's a whole circle that has to begin with just chilling, basically. Yeah, just allowing yourself the time.
Well, that's what we always used to say, that playtime was so important.
Yeah, just allowing yourself to get a little bit bored, not filling your entire day up with other people's stuff, what other people are doing. Just allow yourself. Yeah, it's actually, I know I'm saying this, but I can imagine it's quite difficult, actually.
Well, there's so much to do now.
Yeah, well, and you're always busy, aren't you? You can always just go onto Insta and just distract yourself, one reel after another. You've got to just take that time, I think, to just put your phone in your pocket for 5 minutes and look at a tree. Oh, trees are so inspiring, honestly. Or a plant, yeah, go for a walk.
Look at the wall.
Yeah, or the wall, I suppose, yeah. But if you can go outside.
If you just close your eyes and you just sit still for 5 minutes.
5 minutes is a long time.
And you'll see, first of all the worry, anxiety will go rush through all your thoughts. But then as you take a deep breath and then another deep breath.
You mean something like meditation that people are scared of, but you don't have to call it meditation. Just close your eyes. Break. Yeah, just close your eyes, or a 2-minute break, 2 minutes.
I think people can do 5 minutes.
You think so?
Because I think the first 2 minutes is probably the worry and the fear.
And then afterwards, the rest of the three, the bliss comes. Yeah, the stillness.
You can start thinking of happier things.
Yeah, you can notice the colours behind your eyes. Sometimes they're orange. You can notice what your heartbeat feels like, what it feels like to sit on the chair. Just notice these things. Just notice what it feels like to be in your present body. And that's it.
And then I think after that, inspiration will come.
Yeah, with no fret,
and then you might not even come straight away. But as you practice this every day, if you haven't got 5 minutes, because you do 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I think just stopping and taking deep breaths in, and then looking around you,
even
looking at maybe the game you're playing, or the program you're watching on Netflix, or wherever you watch your television.
Yeah.
You might see something in the background that suddenly inspires you. You don't know.
You don't know.
It's because our brains filter out what we're not looking for, you see.
Yeah. It's always like that. If you get like a hybrid car, an electronic car, you never notice, and then you're driving it. All of a sudden, you'll see another 5 driving past you.
Exactly.
And you never noticed them before until you got it. Because you weren't filtering for that. So there's so much stuff that your brain is deleting that you can't see now. Isn't there that chicken thing? There was a thing about the in the jungle, they never recognised that there was chickens there because they didn't know what a chicken was.
Okay, yeah, I remember something.
You remember something because they didn't know the species, so they just deleted it. And so there were chickens walking around, but since they didn't know what chickens were, I don't know if that's an extreme example, if that's a true story.
That's a metaphor.
Yeah, but it's a bit like the electronic, the electric cars, or even that time I had that yellow car. I thought, God, nobody's going to have this yellow car. It was such a weird car. And then I started driving it, and the kids started saying, "Look, Mum, there's another yellow car, another yellow car." Who'd ever seen these yellow cars before? So yes, it's like that, isn't it? You filter and delete.
I think the brain does that to help you because there's so much choice,
too many decisions,
and so much to do. I think you become overwhelmed otherwise.
You would become overwhelmed.
It is nice just to focus on certain things. Yes, there's some practice. Maybe say focus on the colour yellow today, and you'll be surprised how much yellow you see.
Yes. Exactly.
And then from there you can go on to you can also practice making decisions if you find it hard. You can say, will I or won't I?
Exactly. We used to have a friend
Where
who
does
could
this
never
take me?
tell whether she wanted tea, coffee,
Or whether she even wanted to go to the ladies. Do you remember?
Oh gosh,
The toilet.
yes. Yeah. She could never
I
know.
would say, like, I'm going to the...
To the ladies, yeah, I'm going to the toilet. And she was, would
She
you
would
need
say-
to go? Oh, I don't know. Yes, yeah, that was tremendous, that was. But that can happen when you're in a state of fear and anxiety and
Yeah.
perhaps of not feeling secure about yourself, I suppose. Nice deep breath. Oh, well, I think
it does have to end up with toilets.
no, well, it does with you. You always seem to go back there. I'm going to have to end the
To the
podcast
primal needs.
and go to the primal need. Go to deep breath and back to the toilet.
Can you decide whether to go to the toilet or not?
Who? Me?
Oh,
Oh.
That's a decision, isn't it?
Well, unless it's an urgency.
Yeah.
Yes. Normally these are just things that you feel and your body tells you,
basic
go to the toilet, eat food. They're just basic needs, yeah. Seem to be, it's as if our brain does
But
those
like
for
eat
us.
food, sometimes it can mislead you. You could be thirsty.
Yeah, well, I've heard of
So
that.
that's a decision there, which is a bit... it's a bit warped, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You have to
And
be,
sometimes you really are hungry.
brain can trick you at times, can't it? Yeah. You can be tricked if you're too stressed, too
But I
anxious.
think there, if you make
or
a
if you-
decision, like if you have a plan for your healthy diet plan,
Yeah.
and you eat healthily, and then you kind of, you'll fall into that naturally, I think.
Well, because then
That's
your
when
body
you
goes
can
back
actually
into the
eat-
baseline
yeah,
when
and then
it
you can
tells
actually-
you
that's
what
where
it
you
wants.
can actually help yourself there.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people do find it very difficult even deciding what to eat and how to eat and not planning. If you plan, if you have a goal of eating healthily and then you eat
Yeah,
healthily,
yeah. You're
it's going
obviously
to make it easier.
gosh, yeah, it's going to make it a lot easier.
And
But you have to
your
plan.
meals. You
Yeah,
have to plan. You have to have the goal.
I know
Once
it's a
again.
bit boring at times, isn't it? But you have to do it.
It's boring, but then the rewards are so great. 'Cause
Yes.
you feel good and
Yeah.
you look good.
Yeah, and you're not just grabbing a pizza or something or a hamburger.
Something it's not going to be nutritious for you.
No. Absolutely. Yeah.
We decided the other day, didn't we? Instead of getting the hamburger, to go home and eat healthy.
Yeah. We
Even
did.
though we
Yeah,
were hungry.
we were right in front of the hamburger place. I mean, there's quite a few now here in Italy, isn't there? Yeah. We said no, and we came home and we
But
made the
the goal
omelette.
was to be healthy and fit.
Yes, and not to. Yeah, the goal was to get healthy.
To maybe
but,
eat hamburgers once a week, but not on a weekend.
oh yeah,
Once a month.
I don't know. Yeah, it's an unusual event.
You go
yes.
more for pizza here than hamburger.
Yeah, more the pizza. Yeah, the pizza is the biggest temptation.
Yes, because we love it as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you find it difficult deciding? Do your
Yeah.
indecisions lead to fear and anxiety? I think they do.
I think they do.
But let us know.
And just
And take a deep breath and chill. If you have an
chill.
important decision to make, always, I would say.
Definitely,
Sleep on it.
definitely sleep on it. And in the minor ones, you can still take deep breaths and help yourself.
Yeah,
Help
and then if you
yourself,
are
yeah.
feeling low, even make the decision to get up and wash your face and brush your teeth, and that can catapult into
Oh, that can be a big decision for you for that day.
For getting
Get
getting
dressed.
well again.
Even just getting dressed. Absolutely. Major decision. So true.
Anyway, lots of love. And
Lots of
smiles.
love
Please
and-
follow us.
Yeah,
and
and join our family.
Yeah.
We're sisters, we're real sisters, but we'd love to have so many more of you. We want to hear from you. We really want more brothers and sisters. So, and this
Family
is
to get
coming from
bigger.
the heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so join us, listen to us and become our family.
bye from the
English sisters. Bye.